In early 2025, U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order launching a new military defense initiative known as the Golden Dome system. The plan comes with a staggering price tag, more than $170 billion over 3 years. But behind that number lies a strategic calculation, shaped by recent missile and drone attacks, concerns about advanced hypersonic weapons, and a shifting global security landscape. From incidents in the Red Sea to long-standing tensions in the Western Pacific, this initiative marks a dramatic shift in how the United States intends to protect its forces and its allies. The Golden Dome project aims to redefine missile defense by integrating land, sea, air, and for the first time, space-based systems. This article explores what triggered the urgency behind this decision, how the system is expected to work, and what it means for global military dynamics going forward. On the 31st of March 2025, the USS Truman Carrier Strike Group was patrolling the Red Sea when radar systems detected incoming ballistic and cruise missiles, along with a swarm of drones. The formation responded swiftly. Electronic warfare teams scrambled to assess the threat, while radar systems attempted to track the projectiles. Yet, the attackers had used a tactic more common in cyberspace than naval warfare, a deliberate overload of radar systems using electronic interference, similar in concept to a denial-of-service attack. This disruption temporarily blinded the carrier's defenses, providing a narrow window for the missiles to approach. Thanks to rapid deployment of electronic warfare aircraft, including EA-18G Growlers and E-2D Hawkeyes, the U.S. forces regained control. The jamming signals were neutralized, incoming drones were knocked from the sky, and missiles were intercepted by the escorting destroyers. Even close-in defense guns were activated to handle low-flying threats. The attacker was identified as the Houthi movement in Yemen, which later claimed responsibility. While the Pentagon reported no damage from the attack, the incident raised serious questions about the robustness of current defense systems against coordinated electronic and missile assaults. Less than a month later, on the 28th of April, the Truman Battle Group came under fire again. This time, the consequences appeared more tangible. During preparations on the flight deck, missiles approached at close range. The ship's crew executed a sharp evasive maneuver, reportedly resulting in a Super Hornet fighter and its towing vehicle falling into the sea. This second event ignited a wave of speculation. Could the Houthis, widely considered a non-state actor, accurately locate and target a U.S. aircraft carrier group? So how? Two main theories emerged. One suggested the involvement of Iranian naval reconnaissance vessels, equipped with surface-based radar systems capable of detecting ship movements. Another pointed to Russian surveillance satellites possibly sharing coordinates with the Houthis. Both ideas remain unconfirmed, but the implications are significant. It is also possible that neither foreign support nor sophisticated targeting was required. Some defense analysts propose that environmental factors, specifically the radar ducting effect caused by temperature and atmospheric conditions, may have distorted radar performance, reducing detection effectiveness. This so-called waveguide effect can mislead operators into believing equipment has malfunctioned, when in fact it's a temporary propagation anomaly. Parallel to these events, a long-standing concern was gaining momentum in Washington: the threat posed by hypersonic missiles, particularly those developed by China. In an interview conducted prior to his appointment as Secretary of Defense, former Navy SEAL and now Defense Secretary Patrick Hexes warned that China's hypersonic capabilities could render U.S. aircraft carriers obsolete in under 20 minutes. Without these carriers, Hexes noted, the United States would struggle to maintain its defense commitments in the Indo-Pacific. Among China's latest developments is the Dongfeng 27 missile. With a reported range exceeding 8,000 kilometers, it is designed not only to strike naval assets but also potentially continental targets as distant as Alaska or Hawaii. Its speed and trajectory allow it to evade conventional missile defenses, placing it in a new category of strategic threat. This backdrop set the stage for Trump's announcement of the Golden Dome system, intended to plug what officials now openly describe as a serious vulnerability in the American defense architecture. The Golden Dome is conceived as a layered, space-integrated missile defense network. Unlike previous proposals, such as President Ronald Reagan's Star Wars initiative in the 1980s, this system is grounded in technologies either already deployed or nearing maturity. At its core is a constellation of military satellites equipped with advanced sensors and interceptors. These satellites will provide global surveillance and be capable of neutralizing threats in their early launch phases, dramatically improving response time and increasing interception odds. The defense perimeter includes conventional threats like cruise and ballistic missiles, as well as modern hypersonic projectiles. The system also integrates air and sea-based detection with new space-based layers, aiming for what the Pentagon calls a full-spectrum defense environment. Rather than reinvent the wheel, Golden Dome draws from existing programs. It looks to emulate the structure of commercial satellite constellations, such as the Starlink system, and incorporate components from proven missile interceptors, including the Patriot Advanced Capability 3, THAAD, and Israel's Iron Dome system. The plan is ambitious. It carries an estimated cost of $170 billion over 3 years, with an initial allocation of $25 billion already earmarked. Of that, $15 billion is slated for satellite and interceptor development, including the infrastructure to launch and maintain them. An additional $7.2 billion will go toward integrating space-based sensors into existing command structures. The U.S. Space Force, which Trump established during his previous term, is central to the plan. 18 weapon systems currently in use or development, including ballistic tracking and space-based interceptors, are expected to be folded into the new system. The administration aims to bring the Golden Dome into operational deployment before the end of Trump's current term. Some observers see the program not only as a military endeavor, but as a political instrument, perhaps even a legacy-defining project or a tool to bolster re-election prospects. China and Russia have expressed sharp opposition. On the 8th of May, both countries issued a joint statement criticizing the Golden Dome project. They argue that the system violates the long-held principle of strategic balance between offensive and defensive weapons. They are particularly alarmed by the idea of deploying interceptors in orbit, which could blur the line between defensive surveillance and offensive capability. China's foreign ministry reiterated these concerns on the 21st of May, accusing the United States of militarizing outer space in violation of the Outer Space Treaty. Russia's government adopted a more tempered stance, stating that while the program falls under U.S. sovereignty, it underscores the urgent need for a renewed framework to govern strategic arms, especially now that the most recent U.S.-Russia nuclear treaty has expired. This absence of legal constraints, combined with rapid technological advances, risks opening a new chapter in the arms race, one fought not only on Earth but far above it. One of the systems informing the Golden Dome design is Israel's Iron Dome, a short-range defense solution that has shown high effectiveness against rockets and mortars. During conflicts in Gaza, it intercepted roughly 85 to 90% of rockets deemed dangerous. But Iron Dome's economics highlight a core challenge in missile defense: cost asymmetry. A single Tamir interceptor costs around $100,000, while many of the rockets it neutralizes cost under $2,000. When scaled up to threats involving long-range missiles or mass drone attacks, the imbalance becomes even more pronounced. The Patriot 3 system, for example, costs up to $4 million per missile. A full deployment package can exceed $1 billion. This reality makes large-scale defense financially unsustainable unless systems are scalable, automated, and cost-efficient, 3 factors that the Golden Dome initiative aims to address through advanced detection and layered response mechanisms. The Golden Dome project is not just a technological response to a growing military challenge, it is also a reflection of the geopolitical environment in 2025. The resurgence of state and non-state missile threats, the rise of hypersonic technologies, and the weaponization of cyberspace and space itself have collectively eroded traditional assumptions about defense. Whether the Golden Dome proves to be a transformative breakthrough or another ambitious yet incomplete program will depend on its execution, funding, and political staying power. But one thing is clear: the threats are evolving quickly, and the United States has decided that its defense posture must evolve even faster. As the world watches, the Golden Dome is poised to become the most far-reaching shift in American military planning since the Cold War, and possibly the most consequential.